everyone, and welcome back to another episode with the Road to Glory podcast. I'm Juliet.
And I'm Cecilia, and welcome to this new little reintroduction episode of who we are as hosts. And I was like, what the podcast is, if you're new here, or if you just want a proper introduction episode for us, because last time we introduced ourselves was obviously in our first ever episode, which we don't recommend going back to. So now we are redoing it all.
Yes, exactly. We were still learning the ropes,
Yeah.
figuring out how we want to record quality-wise, microphone-wise, and everything like that. So the first episode is definitely a little bit chaotic. So we are
Yes.
doing a reintroductory episode before this new 2026 season. And yeah, telling you guys a bit more about ourselves, because we are the hosts of this podcast. We do have biases, and you might as well know them now.
Yeah, might as well, because everything we say may be biased at times. But we also do keep it professional, don't you worry.
Yeah.
It's not completely just our opinions. Also seeing things objectively sometimes. But yeah, so to those who are new, this is obviously a theater series podcast. We focus on F2, F3, and F1 Academy. We've mentioned multiple times that we can also be branching out into other series. We haven't quite yet, but
Yeah.
also that is a main point you need to know about podcast. It is only us two people running everything.
Exactly. So we are doing the most that we can handle at the moment. But yeah, there is so much potential for us to branch out, especially if there's the demand for it. So let us know if you want us to cover anything else. We do also kind of keep up with GB3, GB4, F4, and that kind of stuff. It would just be a bit of a commitment to dive full into those as well. But we do keep an eye on those because that's where all of the drivers come up to F3, F2, F1. So we do need to know those people.
Exactly. And we have also already interviewed 2 drivers on GB4 level. So obviously, if you're interested in interviews with drivers, I can assure you we'll be making more this upcoming season, hopefully. Still
Yes.
working on that. But yeah, I guess for this episode, what we're doing is first introducing who we are as people, because obviously it would be boring if it was just a podcast without any personality. So who we actually are, and then we'll get into more what the actual podcast is doing as well.
Yes, exactly. I think I will just dive in first. You can hear about me first, because in that first video I will introduce myself first. So we're
Yeah.
keeping with the theme. But I'm Juliet. I'm 21 now. Ooh, crazy. I am from South Africa, but at the moment I currently reside in the UK. I moved over here in middle of 2023, which is at the same time that my love for motorsport started. There is such a motorsport culture here in the UK, and I got heavily influenced by that and just completely fell in love with motorsports. First, Formula One. I am a McLaren girly and a Lando Norris girly, if you didn't know. Also, if you completely new, I usually wear Lando Norris merch in every single video. But through that and through finding F1, I found feeder series, and oh my gosh, completely hooked. From the moment I watched the first race, I was like, this is what's been missing in my life. And yeah, one more thing to know about me is that Prema is family. When it comes to Prema, I don't play. It's similar between us. Our love for Prema has bonded us together. And yeah, I really hope that one day I can work in motorsports. So yeah, this is a stepping stone towards that.
Yes. Amazing introduction. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Obviously, I'm Cecilia, and I'm 24 years old. And you feel old and think about how old I am. Turning 25 this year as well. So not thinking about that
No.
right now. At least we have F2 drivers now who are still older than me, so I can still say that for a little while, even though that's insane. I'm from Denmark, also still currently living in Denmark, currently studying at university. I actually just handed in my bachelor thesis in English, so hopefully that went well. And I don't have the result right now, but fingers crossed for that. I actually did write about fan culture in F1, so the two worlds colliding. We'll have to see it. And yeah, so I should be done with my bachelor soon, but I still have a semester left of my minor in communication. And as you could have probably guessed, I'm also studying these things to hopefully work full-time in motorsport one day. So yeah, again, we are using this podcast as a little platform that we are creating something of our own, and hopefully it can evolve, and who knows where it will take us. But yeah, as for F1, I guess it's pretty obvious what team I'm with. But Mercedes is number one, like it has to be. Especially George Russell is my favorite driver. But McLaren and Lando Norris are close seconds, I will say. And I got into F1 back in 2019-ish, but my dad has always watched F1, so I've always been aware of the sport. But yeah, I didn't realize how incredible it is until 2019-ish, and then I've been hooked ever since. And similar to you, I also got into feeder series after that, and definitely insane. If you don't watch feeder series, if people watch F1 and not F2 and F3 and the other series, what are you even doing? You are missing out, let me tell you.
You really are.
Yeah, and also I should say Prema is just family. And actually, I guess now that I've introduced myself, we actually do need to talk a bit about Prema, because we haven't mentioned this on the podcast. But for those who are not in the rumor mill, there are a lot of rumors going on about Prema after their I don't know what Rene was. He was team owner, I assume.
Yeah.
Rene Rossen, something-ish. Him and his whole family has left Prema. And things sound like they are in shambles right now.
Yes, very much so. The rumor mill is spinning. There's a lot of people saying many different things, like Prema has no money, which we have been hearing for a while. Then there's the whole Prema going to IndyCar that's probably not going to last. And then there's also people saying just Prema's going to disappear, which I doubt will happen. But there are some concerns over the team, which is a knife in my heart. Can we not do that?
Yeah.
Which it's a very stressful time for a Prema fan right now. So be kind to us.
Yes, exactly. It had to be mentioned, obviously, because we are a podcast where you get all your information. Also sometimes before anything is announced. But yeah, obviously this is just based on rumors right now, but things are not looking good. And it had to be mentioned because Prema is obviously our favorite team. So hopefully things will work out. You never know how bad things are, especially in the feeder series world. Last season, there was also a rumor that High Tech would lose all their cars and not be able to race. And that didn't happen. So let's calm down and see what happens.
Exactly. And I think while we're on the topic of talking about our favorite team, I think it's also a good time for us to introduce who kind of our drivers are / who we will be supporting in the 2026 season. Now this is hard because 2025 I was privileged. I had all of my favorites that I've been following for a while come up into the series. And now Luke Browning was my favorite. He's Williams Reserve, which, yeah, good for him. Pepe Marti left. He's at Formula E. Great. But now I feel there's a hole in my heart and that needs to be filled. So in F2 next year, if you didn't follow us last year, I supported Rafa Kamara in F3. So of course I will be supporting him again in F2. I want him to do the double, win first season in F3, win first season in F2. But as we mentioned with Prema, my heart will always love the 2025 Prema team. So I will still be supporting Gabriele Mini at MP and Sebastian Montoya still at Prema.
Yes. honestly, the thing with feeder series that is so difficult with like having favorites is obviously that it is just a ladder towards F1 or other professional motorsport series. So like you always have to like lose your driver and like find someone new. And like it can be heartbreak. So for me personally, like last season, besides Prema, because like the standard answer for my favorites in all of these series is gonna be Prema.
Forever.
Like, yeah, you have been warned. But so yeah, I didn't really have a favorite driver because for those who have watched the podcast since we made it will know that I'm a huge Fredrik Vesti fan. Like Vesti is my favorite driver, like across all series. Obviously, he was also a Prema driver, so probably maybe that's where the love
Yeah.
stemmed from for me. Um, but yeah, for those who know Fred, in F2, he obviously fought for the title and ended up being vice champion. But that season was like traumatizing to be supporting him because all the ups and downs were actually insane. Like, you have to look for a while to like find another driver which were so close to winning the title and having such bad luck. Like, we're talking both rear wheels coming off in a race you could potentially have won. So like that is the level. Like it was a lot.
Yeah.
So I have been emotionally traumatized supporting anyone in F2. Still not ready to commit to a driver, I don't think. Because like last year I was just like I was a neutral. Like you had a lot of favorite drivers. Like I was
Yeah.
just I'm here for the vibes and the chaos, which is also good in F2 because, as we say, there's like a lot of heartbreak with drivers being unlucky and getting involved in not so good things. So, like, just being able to watch it and enjoy it without feeling the heartbreak myself was actually very enjoyable. But same as you, obviously, Prema is family. And we also were lucky enough to like meet the Prema drivers in Silverstone last year. So like have to say that my support goes to Sebastian Montoya still at Prema and Mini at MP. Other than that, I don't really have anyone I support. Obviously I want to see Rafa perform well, but he was also like not my favorite driver. So like
Yeah.
just want to see it for like the talent aspect. Like, it will be interesting to see if he can go into F2 and like dominate again or like what will happen with that.
Agreed. And I feel like we will agree with my favorite F3 driver because we both
Mm.
love this driver. You will have other ones
Yeah.
because I know
Mm.
you. But for me personally, for F3, I'm going with our GOAT, Freddie Slater. Now, if
Yeah.
you're new here, we mentioned Freddie a lot on the podcast, and he actually has been in
Mm.
F3 before, and performed
Yeah.
insanely well. So I'm just really, really excited to see him come into F3 for a full season and maybe dominate. But then also my Prema heart, and I also love
Yeah.
Louis Sharp. So I'm
Mm.
also going to be supporting Louis. But like honestly, there's no drivers on the grid that I don't like. There's a lot of them that I
Mm.
support, and I'm like kind of neutral. So I do have like my favorites, and obviously I'd love to see them perform well. But at the same time, like I don't really mind if others perform well as well.
No, I feel you with that because also like my favorites, as you mentioned, Freddie is one of them. He is the goat in this podcast. Also obviously he won Freca last year, so it will be interesting to see what he can do with Trident. Also, Trident and Prema, the two Italian teams, are like my favorites in F3. So like we love the Italians
Yeah.
in F3. But Freddie's teammate, Ash, the one you were like hinting at would be my favorite, is of course, as a Danish person, one of my favorite drivers has to be Noah Slumstead at Trident. Like, it just has to be. He had a good rookie season last year. Like, it was solid. He was like after Rafa, who was just like obliterating everyone. After him, he was the highest ranked rookie. So it will be really interesting to see what he can do going into his second season. And like, I'm here for the Noah Freddy showdown at Trident. Like, I want to see that. But as you mentioned, obviously we also love Prema. Would love to see them come back after a horrible season last year. Don't even know what that was. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see with that because honestly a lot of rumors are going around with Prema and also some of the drivers. We're not too happy, it sounds like, right
No.
now. Yeah, so that will be interesting to keep an eye out on, but definitely those are my favorites in F3. And going into then the final series we are focusing on here in the podcast, F1 Academy, has to be Prema as a team again.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be any other team.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Like, we will always have loyalty to Prema, and with how dominant Prema have been in F1 Academy, like,
Mm,
I'm not gonna jump ship now.
no.
But obviously in F1 Academy, we still have a lot of seats that are not announced. So, like, who knows? Maybe one of the unannounced drivers could be my favorite. But with what we know at the moment, of course, I will be supporting Ella Lloyd and Ella Stevens as well. McLaren, you get it.
Yeah.
But then also last year during the season, I came to love Alicia Pomorski. She's
Yes.
just so funny and so insanely talented. So I will also be rooting for her in the 2026 F1 Academy season. But as I mentioned, there are a lot of empty seats. So one of the unknown seats could land up being my favorite.
Yes, we'll have to keep you updated on that, like
Yeah.
how that all pans out. Also, because now we mentioned Prema being our favorite team, we only know one driver at Prema currently, so that is all very up in the air. But like, as for the drivers who are currently like announced on the grid for this season, my favorite driver again, obviously, has to be Alba Larsen. Now driving for Ferrari. Now I'm not a Ferrari fan, but I am an Alba Larsen fan. So I will take it. I'm very excited to see her in Ferrari Red, see what she can do in her second season. Also, as you mentioned, Alicia Palmowski is just incredible. Like, both super talented driver, but also her personality. I simply just love her.
Yeah.
Will definitely be supporting her this year too. And I've always said to you, not to the podcast yet, because I don't think I've mentioned it, but like, for my third favorite driver is a driver that hasn't been announced yet, so I'm just like very much manifesting right now. But that will make my favorite drivers going into this season like the triple A's, because we have Alba, we have Alicia, and hopefully we'll have Ava Dobson. Like, fingers crossed so much. For those who didn't watch our last week's episode about which of the drivers in F1 Academy has been announced and who we're predicting will be taking the remaining seats, we have predicted that Ava Dobson, the wildcard driver for Miami and also the highest ranked female driver in GP4 last year, will get a seat somewhere. But like, we didn't know where she would be. I was like, nothing has been announced yet.
No.
And also, like, now you mentioned you have your McLaren drivers as your favorite drivers. As a Mercedes girly, I don't know who will be driving for Mercedes. So like, that is very up in the air. That person could be one of my favorite drivers. But I will say in this episode, so we have it recorded, because I have mentioned it off camera, that I have like I have a vibe. Okay, so like, this is just based on vibes, but I have been correct on that before.
Exactly.
Yeah, for those who are new to the podcast, I did predict Alva would be joining Ferrari like way before it was even talked about. So it could be correct or I could be completely wrong. But I could also just be delusional, because
Yeah.
as a Mercedes girly and as someone who wants Ava Dobson to join the grid, I have a vibe, I have a feeling that maybe Ava could be supported by Mercedes, could be joining Prema like the Mercedes driver usually is. So if that were to happen, the stars would just be aligning for me. Like, I'm manifesting that. Now I've said it, so if it's correct, it's insane, and probably it's completely wrong. And but now I have said it.
We're just putting it out there. Like, this is our manifestation. Like, it's going to happen because we've now said it. That's my thinking.
Exactly, because like, in the episode from last week, we just said we feel like she'll be there, but we don't know where. So like, now I actually wanted to place a bet on where that could be, and that is again just based on vibes. Could be completely wrong, but like, I just feel like now Ava hasn't been like talked about at all really for like a seat yet, and also Mercedes have been super quiet. And usually they do go for someone who is like performing really well at whatever series they came from before. And obviously, Ava was the highest ranked female in GP4. So like, who knows? I'm just saying it could happen. Could also be completely wrong. We'll have to wait and see.
Exactly. And those are the series that we like fully cover on the podcast. Obviously, in other series, we have our favorites and we're keeping an eye on that. But if we go back to a little bit more about ourselves, I think we should probably talk about how we met.
Yes. Actually, I was trying to think back on this before we started recording. And like the details are kind of hazy, but I feel like the important part of it, which may surprise people, is that we literally just met on F1 Twitter.
You know, we did not follow Don't Talk to Strangers on the internet.
No.
Strange danger. No, 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 no. I also I don't remember when we followed each other or anything. I just
No.
remember us being like mutuals. We both followed each other. And
Mm.
then it was in 2024 when tickets were on
Mm.
sale for Lando Stand. We had both mentioned that we wanted to get them. And you had pre-sale access. And you were the one who really
Yeah.
reached out first. You messaged and was like, wanna go together? And you know what? I said yes. Just like a marriage proposal.
Yes. Like actually, like imagine, I can't even imagine, like if I had never like asked you if you wanted to go together, like this podcast probably wouldn't even exist right now. It
No.
just feels insane to me.
Yeah, it was meant to be. Like, everything was meant to
Mm.
happen, I swear.
It was definitely meant to be. Also, like the reasoning behind why we went together was also like, as you say, we had like talked about both wanting to go, and I knew that Lando stand would be an actual war zone, that ticket sale. So like imagining you not being able to get your ticket, like when I had pre-sale, like might as well like offer
So
to like
sweet.
get tickets together. Yeah, also because then we could obviously get seats together, because it's always like kind of not sad, but like kind of annoying when you're going with someone or like intending to meet them, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, bye," because we don't have seats together. So like definitely a great part of the experience, actually having seats together and like ending up experiencing Lando winning his first Silverstone home win was insane.
Yeah, it was insane. And of course, we're gonna be there this year in
Yeah.
2026 together. Again, sitting together. We bought our tickets together because it was just, we had to replicate it. We are not in Stand. We are elsewhere. But yeah, we will be there. So we will see F1 Academy finally for the first
Yes.
time.
We literally can't wait, because that was definitely a thing where we're like, how can we get to an F1 Academy
Yeah.
race? Because obviously it's not that many places they're racing here in Europe. So like them adding Silverstone was seriously just meant to be. I'm so happy we have tickets for next year. Oh, not next year. We are in 2026. I always want to say next year. Like
Same.
that we have tickets for this year. Yeah. So obviously we became great friends. As you can tell, we created a whole podcast together too. So like looking back on how long we've been doing the podcast, we have almost been doing it for 1 year now. Like next month is our 1 year anniversary, which seems crazy.
It's actually insane. It feels like I've known you for way longer, actually.
Yes,
Um,
agreed.
and also it feels like, I've put so much into this podcast. I feel like we just started it, but at the same time, we've been doing it for ages. It's a very strange feeling, but I love it. I love that our love for feeder series came together and we
Yeah,
were like, we just need to spread the word. We're
yeah,
like knocking on people's doors. Hey, have you watched feeder series? You should. Like, our passion
yes.
for feeder series just it's so high, and we just want to spread it to
Mm.
everyone, which is why we created the podcast in the first place.
Yeah, and we just love that our passion for feeder series and us just literally just yapping about feeder
Yeah.
series every single week. Like people actually enjoy watching that,
Yeah.
and we love to be like that platform where if you love feeder series, you can go and like get all the news and get all the yap sessions about the past race weekends that just happened. Also, like getting people into feeder series is an insane thought. Like I know someone commented at one point that like we were the reason they started watching the feeder series F2, F3, I think. which is insane. And just like that is also why we're doing this, definitely to spread our love for theater series and give it on to other people who may not have discovered it otherwise.
Exactly. It's just such an incredible thing that we actually even have this tiny little bit of impact and this little community
Yeah.
that we're growing. We love every single person. If you're even watching this video now, we really, really appreciate all of your support because we really couldn't do this without you guys.
No, so definitely appreciate it so much. There was definitely a while when we started the podcast a year ago where it felt like speaking to a wall. But now actually knowing that people are here and listening to what we have to say is just incredible. And we love all of you and really appreciate all of you. It's incredible. And also like if you're new here, hello, hi. Hope you enjoyed this introduction video. So like if you want to know more about the kind of content we do, obviously we do weekly, like whenever there is a race weekend, then we do weekly race reviews where we go through everything that happened in the races, qualifying sessions, everything, keeping you up to date and giving you our perspectives on everything. And like, don't worry, we don't only upload videos and episodes like when there's a race on. We do post weekly, and like you will actually get tired of us how
Yeah.
much we post.
Exactly. We do a lot of different videos as well, and we also take your suggestions. We do ranking videos. I love to rank liveries because I have a lot of
Yeah.
opinions on design, even though I'm not a graphic designer. I think I am though. So yeah, it's not just race reviews. We also give you insights into teams, into drivers, and yeah, kind of just what you want. We also have other social media platforms, which you should definitely go and follow. We have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. If you're watching this on Spotify, if you're watching this on YouTube, we have Spotify. So yeah, make sure to follow us along there because we also post different content on all of our different social media platforms. If you can't get enough of our weekly uploads, then go follow us over there.
Yes, we will be giving you some extra content on our different platforms, and like you can find all the links to different places in the description. So we hope you want to follow us there as well. It definitely helps. But yeah, we make, as you say, different content. If you have any suggestions, like I want to see this video, or like I don't understand this, can you explain this? Then like just leave a comment. Honestly, we do have, now we are in preseason. We have
Yeah.
plenty of time to fill out before we have the first race. So like now is the time to definitely get into feeder series. Like if you're not already, like get prepared for the season to come, because I just know both like all the series, honestly. I was about to say both F2 and F3, but definitely also F1 Academy. Like they are
Yeah.
all gonna be insane this year. I just have a feeling.
Exactly. You're going to want to tune in to all of the races. If you can't, you're going to want to tune into our videos because we give lovely
Yeah.
race reviews, as we mentioned. So yeah, we are your place for everything feeder series. Just come here and we will tell you all about it.
Yes, because it can be a big commitment. Like, I'm not gonna lie, especially if you like, I assume most people also watch F1 and then like F2, F3, F1 Academy come like as a bonus of that. So, like, if you have a race weekend, we literally like think Silverstone this year where we'll be in person. Like, we have F1, F2, F3, F1 Academy all in the same weekend, which is like pure madness, can be a big time commitment, but like, we will always be here to like keep you up to date if you missed any of it.
Exactly. We are your place. We are your feeder series platform. Um, so yeah, make sure to keep coming back, have our notifications on, because as you mentioned, we post weekly. So don't forget that.
No. And I guess that was kind of it for this reintroduction video. Now we can finally like reference to this
Yeah,
if people want to know more about who we are and what the podcast is all about, because that first video should not exist. Like, thank you for everyone who watched it and actually enjoyed it. We've definitely come a long way though since then.
we definitely have. If you watched that video and you're still here from then, thank you for sticking by. If you're new, thank you for coming. Thank you for finding us. Please drop us a follow. Please subscribe. Um, because you're going to want to always tune in. We have so many exciting plans for this year, so you're not going to want to miss one bit of it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, we appreciate all of your support, and we're looking forward to the season that's coming up.
Yes, so thank you for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you again next week. At least we will be here, so like you
Yeah,
better be too.
exactly.
But yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.